Hey, if you are an adult who stutters and who wants to stop stuttering, this video is for you. I've been helping people who stutter for quite a while now. So in this short video, I want to compress all that wisdom, all that knowledge, all that advice, and share it with you. Are you ready? Let's go for it. Now, first things first, let's be clear. What do we want? What do you want? And quite naturally, we come up with, of course, I want to stop stuttering. How can I stop stuttering? How do I stop stuttering? Can you help me stop stuttering? So when we choose our goal, stop stuttering, we choose the direction we're moving. So let's see, where does that how to stop stuttering lead us? The problem with this goal is that there's no way to stop. Speaking is an automated pattern, and stuttering is an automated muscle emotional memory. It's an automated response. The only one sure way how to stop stuttering, the most effective way, is to stop speaking. And the most effective way to reduce stuttering is to reduce speaking. And without acknowledging that much, we gradually shift that way, reducing our speaking, reducing until it gets very, very small. And everywhere outside that box, that tiny space, everywhere is danger, because everywhere is speaking. And that's the invisible part of stuttering we all have to some extent. And that's the real problem that stuttering brings. Please leave a comment if that resonates with you, if you had that in your life, or maybe you're having it right now. So there is definitely something wrong with the way we put the question, with the way we put our goal. How to stop stuttering leads us to becoming masters of avoidance, masters of escaping, masters of running away and holding back. We want to reframe our goal from the negative, how to stop, to positive, how to do, how to learn, how to develop, how to create. I call it how to create a new speaking pattern, how to truly enjoy speaking interaction, how to be truly present in that moment when you connect with another person or people, how to feel great about yourself at that moment and about that interaction. So I want you to reframe your goal, and again, leave a comment. I want you to interact with me. What is your more positive goal? The next step, we want to choose a strategy. How do we get there to that goal? And the first strategy that many people try is trying devices, apps, and medications. Because we all start thinking about stuttering treatment. Somebody should treat me. And we realize that it doesn't work. I mean, it does work to some extent when we use the device, when we take the medication. But when we don't use the device, when we don't take the medication, we come back to our stuttering speaking pattern. Stuttering stays the same. The second strategy, we try the devices, try the medications. Somebody told us we should do something ourselves. Maybe I told you that. So we start looking for some tricks, some techniques, maybe doing some speaking exercises. So we see some tricks, some techniques, some exercise on YouTube. We apply it, we try it, something works, something doesn't work, something improves our fluency. But eventually, after a while, we feel that stuttering stays the same. The trick, the technique, the exercise doesn't change the structure of our speaking. So we move to the third strategy. We say the devices didn't work, the exercise, the tricks didn't work. Probably there is something in the mental part. I can speak in general. I can speak maybe fluently to myself. So it's not about the production of sound. It's about the thought process. It's about my obsession, how I feel at that point. We start doing meditation, self-hypnosis, affirmations, visualization, and all of these are awesome and amazing. but it doesn't work. I mean, of course it works to some extent again. We might feel differently. We might feel much better. I love this approach big time. What is missing in this strategy is the acknowledgement that the speaking structure, the physical structure, is still impaired. We're trying to affect our thought process, the way we feel. But the way we feel is so much related, connected with the physical part of our speaking. So again, I love this strategy, but oftentimes we're missing that essential piece, and still again the structure of our speaking stays the same. The next strategy, number 4, is changing our attitude. And oftentimes it happens when we've tried everything. And finally we come to the conclusion that the most effective way is to just change our attitude and to say to ourselves that it's okay to stutter. There is nothing to be ashamed of, and there is no need to run away, to avoid, to hide. Again, awesome strategy, great strategy. And if you can do it, that's amazing, because you instantly get to that freedom from stuttering when nothing is stopping you, nothing is holding you back. Now, what is missing in this strategy, of course, we're not working on the physical part, and not everyone can do it. I personally could not do it. Like, if someone is telling me, come on, you can do it, no way, I'm not doing it. And for some people, they might feel really bad about it because somebody is telling me I can't do it and I'm not doing it. So we beat ourselves up even more, we feel more depressed. And finally, strategy number 5, which I'm preaching about, is addressing both the physical part and the emotional part of our speaking. Not just saying you can do it, but also giving the tools how I can do it. And by the tools, I don't mean a technique or trick that we can take and use to avoid, to prevent, to overcome that block. It's not just an exercise, it's not just a technique, it's what I call the training speech. Again, we're not trying to affect some parts of our speaking, where the block is, where the speech impediments is. We're addressing our whole speaking. We speak with the training speech. And the training speech is nothing more than just restoring the natural structure of our speaking. Feeling that structure way better. Making sure that we start the first sound in a relaxed manner. Making sure that we feel the airflow in the speaking piece. We're putting the stresses, we're making our speaking powerful. And we also make sure that we engage our body, our eye contact. We're making our speaking expressive as well. And to make sure that these fundamentals of our speaking don't collapse in real life, we're using the hand stuttering technique, giving our speaking a very physical foundation. Because our speaking as a fine motor activity is regulated from the same part of our brain as the fine motor activity of our fingers. So we reach those neural pathways much more effectively, and we establish new neural pathways much more prominently. So we're just pressing with our fingers on the thigh, aligning our speaking with pressing our fingers. And first we start really slow with one sound, with the thumb, how we flow into the phrase. Of course, we give ourselves more time to learn, to build that new skill, physical skill. So we say, I think you're right. And gradually we increase the pace pretty much to regular pace, saying, I think you're right, using fewer fingers for that. And again, the main idea is that we are speaking this way. It's not a trick or technique to address the speech impediments. We want to address our speaking, the whole structure of our speaking. And in Free From Stutter program, for example, we not only practice in the classroom. Right from the start, we start performing, start revealing ourselves, start presenting ourselves. And here we play with that emotional part of our speaking, because speaking is interaction, is presenting yourself. We start building a new state associated with the act of speaking when you're open, active, and positive about yourself and that interaction. Even though we're technically playing with the training speech and use the training speech, 90% of that effort, of that process, is building that emotional muscle of being open, active, and positive. Not running away, not trying to escape, but being truly present, truly enjoying the speaking interaction. And the same way as stuttering is an automated muscle emotional memory that reproduces itself over and over again. We want to come to the point where this state associated with the act of speaking, of confidence, of enjoying, being truly present, that state starts to reproduce itself. You remove that obsession and that tension that we feel in our body, and that the emotional tension as well. Instead of thinking what I'm gonna say, how I'm gonna look, we start really engaging in the conversation, really listening, truly listening to another person, not being in our head. And when it's your time to speak, only at that point, you take your time, you think, and you start speaking. You don't preform any thoughts, any sentences, any words. Taking your time, as much time as you need. So the number one thing I want you to take away from this video about how to stop stuttering, how to overcome stuttering, how to get free from stuttering, is that the real measure of our success is not the number of speech impediments, is not how well, how perfectly we escape, run away, avoid, or prevent speech impediments. The number one measure, criterion, and goal is how active you are, how consistently active you are. So if you want to stop stuttering or overcome stuttering, get free from stuttering, take a sheet of paper and put there a habit of being active. And you put that piece of paper on the spot that you see every day. And write it down there. What did you do? How you were active today? That's way more important, way more effective than thinking, watching videos, doing exercise at home. This is something to start with. At this point, usually people say, yes, Andre, I see you're right, I'm gonna do it. And we talked about this strategy, I'm gonna do it. Usually it ends up like doing it once, feeling something about it, and then getting back to normal, regular life. On the one hand, I'm telling you that this stuttering treatment mindset is the number one enemy of ours. We don't want to feel helpless, like somebody please remove my pain, remove my stuttering, do something. Even when somebody is teaching you, it's you who's learning. You are taking those steps. You are going that way. You're building your new training speech. You're building your new speaking pattern. At the same time, I see over and over and over and over again that people say, yes, that's true what you're saying, but I'll do it myself. And I've been there myself. It took me 10 years myself to go to the speech therapy that I actually wanted to go to. That's a certain internal work we need to do to build a certain determination and actually go and do it. But when we're doing it at home with ourselves, we are always staying in that shell, practicing, doing something, playing with yourself, conquering that room. So it's so crucial to have a certain accountability, to live at a certain frequency, energy level. When you really start doing things, you really start disclosing, opening up, and being more active and positive. And it is a certain sequence. We want to build that skill, that muscle step by step. We don't want to lose that momentum. It's like, I always give this analogy with an airplane. We want to put some extra effort to overcome that gravity and take off. Otherwise, that gravity pulls us back to our comfort, to the comfort of that tiny box that stuttering is giving us. So to overcome that gravity, to feel that momentum, to live at that higher frequency and energy level, I do suggest you joining the programs. Free from Stutter program. That's my program, which I believe is the best one. You can also take a look at other programs that do bring results. And I see people in the stuttering support groups actually doing great job after those programs. Before choosing, just make sure that you are clear about the path, what you're going to do, what is the strategy. If you see only the before and after videos and saying buy my stuff, that's by far not enough. You want to be clear what's the strategy, how the transformation is going to happen. So if you're ready to start working on that transformation right now, I'm inviting you to my Free From Stutter program. And if you want to go deeper about how this transformation actually happens step by step, find the link below and go to my free improve training. For more videos, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for more interaction, join Free From Stutter Facebook group. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.